to Talk Free. We have been hearing this phrase since a long time. बिल्ली के गले में घंटी कौन बांधेगा? That is, who will bell the cat? Let's twist the question. बिल्ली के गले में घंटी कैसे बांधना है? That is, how to bell the cat.
Who will bell the cat? Kahan, obviously you, as you have to succeed. But how? This is the question.
Whether it is cat or mouse or lion or tiger, belling them is difficult. But the process is more or less the same. So whether it is CA or CS or CMA or CAT or SNAP or ZAT, oh God.
Competitive exams for that matter, you have to study. But the tricks and tips, they work wonders. Everyone wants to crack these exams at first shot and enter a good B school or get the degree.
So many candidates appear for these competitive exams trying to make their careers. The competition level is extremely high, and especially now as various exams did not take place because of COVID.
Various people want to scrap this year, the great 2020. But practically, it is not possible and viable. One has to adjust and find opportunities among threats. And for candidates for competitive exams, this is the time.
Yes, Sanjay, this is the time. पहले तो पेरेंट्स फोर्सफुली ले जाते थे some distant relative की शादी में, some family function in which you are least interested, then peer pressure में going out for lunch, dinner, party and so on. But now these aren't there at all. All you can do is concentrate.
Obviously, you must be studying since months now. And अब और मन नहीं करता होगा, मेरा भी नहीं करता है, but this is the time.
And to tell you how to bell the cat, we have a specialist.
Anurag Poddar is from 2018 PGP batch at IIM Ahmedabad, where he was institute ranked second. He completed his bachelor's in statistics from ISI Kolkata. He is currently working as an associate at a global management consulting firm. With his excellent academic records, he is an inspiration to many. We welcome you, Anurag, to Talk Free.
Thank you so much, Sanjay, for the kind introduction, and I'm happy to help all the students who are right now preparing for different kinds of competitive exams. Happy to share whatever learnings I've had and things that I wish some of my seniors would have told me. So yeah, I look forward to this session.
Anurag, your credentials are amazing, and it is our pleasure to have you on Talk Free. Well, coming to the first question, like assuming students have finished their portions for exams, say CA or CAT or CS or for any other course, 4-5 times with full revision because of this COVID thing. Now they literally think, ab aur kya pare? Like they have solved so many questions which they did not even imagine. So last moment, say before a month before their exams, what should they exactly do?
So yeah, that's a very valid question, Preeti. What I would suggest to students preparing for different exams, assuming that you have covered your syllabus, is to actually just get into that exam mode where you are simulating the exam experience. For example, if you know that your CAT exam is going to happen from 10 to 1 in the morning, then every morning just get up at 8:30, prep as if you are going to give the CAT exam on that day, and sharp at 10 o'clock, just start giving that exam. So just get into the mindset of giving exam for 1 full month, spend 3 hours, 4 hours giving an exam on a day, and spend the remaining 3-4 hours just analyzing how you scored on that exam. I think this is not at all the time to revise or prepare or learn anything new. Whatever you have done up to now is good enough as long as you can nail the exam. I think that's what I would suggest. In addition, so this would be like about 6-7 hours of study prep, so to say. Now, you should also spend maybe 1 hour or so in just clearing out your mind every day, maybe through meditation, maybe through yoga, whatever recharges you. For me, it was listening to music at the end of the day. Spend some time just recharging and rejuvenating back and keeping your mental and physical fitness at the best. So yeah, I think the last 1 month is just for simulating the exam and keeping your mental and physical balance strong.
Okay, this is quite an important thing. They should stimulate the real exam just before, they haven't been stepping out of their house. So now is the time for them to actually get that experience sitting for 3 hours at a stretch to give that exam. Okay, that was
Yeah,
a great input, Anurag.
yeah.
Anurag, this time the number of candidates will be higher because of obvious reason. Should this be an advantage or disadvantage to the candidates? How should they perceive?
Got it, Sanjay. So I think, of course, right now, given the current situation, economic situation, and the job market, uh, there'll be fewer jobs being rolled out to fresh graduates. And it's very logical for everyone to go for competitive exams like CA and CAT so that they can get a proper degree or a proper, certification. And they can get better jobs 1 or 2 years later when the situation normalizes. But so given this, it is obvious that the competitiveness will be higher, number of candidates will be higher, the desperation to get through will be higher. For CAT, what I would say is the best way to deal with it is to play it safe, to apply for more number of colleges. Let's say you were only going to sit for CAT and ZAT earlier, then maybe right now you should also sit for colleges which are lower in the pecking order. So diversify your risks, play it safer. It's better to get into a good B school than to not even get into any B school.
Then waste a year.
Yeah, and to waste 1 year, one full year. For CA, I would say, of course, the same logic holds true in CA. There'll be more number of people, more competitiveness. You can look at it two ways. If you give the exam now, and if you get through, it's a success. If, however, you fail by any chance, then you get that experience of that exam. And anyway, the next exam will be held after 6 months. So it's not like the world is coming to an end. So sit for the exam, play it safe, and hope for the best.
It's better not to waste these time.
Yeah, exactly.
Anurag, I generally get this question. How many hours should I study? Like, kitna ghanta bhare? Does number of hours matter or quality? Just a month to the exams. So how much effort should they keep putting? And does it vary from candidate to candidate?
Yeah. So what I would say, Preeti, is that both hours and quality matter. It's not like one is more than the other. Let's talk about it step by step. So first, let's talk about the hours. There are I would say 2-3 types of candidates sitting for CAT. I'll just take the example of CAT to make it easier.
Sure.
The first would be people who are graduates, who don't have much college work and who are definitely not working. For them, they have the entire day to fill, right? And let's say they have a lot of the syllabus left or they are not feeling very confident, then I would not shy away from putting 12 to 13 hours every day.
Okay.
The reason for that is because even after you give your CAT and you start working, you will be working for 11, 12 hours, 13 hours. So for that job, if you'll work that much, then why not prep so much for that job and for the degree, right? That's one point of view. There'll also be second type of people who are actually working, who have some family commitments, who are actually studying at the same time for for their undergraduate degree, and they might have maybe 3, 4 or 4, 5 hours in a day to spare, not more than that. So in that case, we can't expect them to leave everything behind and give like 10, 12 hours. For them, 3 hours of very good quality focus time is good enough. But for such candidates, they have to prioritize very well. Even if they have like 10 chapters remaining, let's say CAT or CA, they have to prioritize and see which are the ones which can help them, get ahead or get more marks, which are the ones where they are weakest, and little bit of effort will help them cover that topic rather than, take up an entire big chapter and just waste time there. So these types of candidates have to prioritize very, very well. There'll also be a third type of candidate who have done all the preparation, who have 10, 12, 14 hours a day to spare, but they don't really need it. For them, I would say spend 6, 7 hours, good quality time. Rest of the time, give it to yourself, give it to your family, do mental recharge, physical recharge. So that's that's on the hours part of it. On the quality, what I would say is that just spend 30 minutes in studying and then take a 5-minute break. This is called some Pomodoro technique, where you have a very focused 25 to 30-minute work sprint followed by a 5 to 10-minute break sprint. And before you start this, you decide and write down that in that 25 minutes or 30 minutes, what is it exactly that you're going to do? So it has multiple advantages. One is your focus just shoots through the roof. Second is you'll become very conscious of where you are spending time. If you otherwise, people will say that नहीं मैं अभी 3 घंटे spend करूंगा ये chapter complete करूंगा. But break it into 30-minute intervals. That ये 30 minutes में I'll do this 30 minutes I'll do that. That will make it much more focused, and you'll have much more value for your own time, and you'll see where you are wasting time and where you are saving time. Also, I would recommend in the last month, just uninstall all distracting apps on your phone. Just remove Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, most other apps, even Netflix, Prime, Hotstar. Just remove all those apps. If you want to give some time to it, like decide that I will only spend 30 or 40 minutes every day in all of these entertaining apps together. Don't spend any minute during your work day, which is, let's say, morning
Anurag,
9 to evening 5.
I think this should be the first step. This should be the first point.
Yeah. So the point here is this will help you save time. Number one, this will remove all distractions, because when you see Facebook feeds for 2 minutes, you're actually spending 2-3 minutes before that and 2-3 minutes after that just starting up and then settling down. So it's a big time sink. And also you get bombarded with notifications, right? If you have heard of the movie called Social Dilemma, you get just so much information overload, and that adds on top of what you are studying during the day. And that studying information and this information overload, they just neutralize each other. And then people say that, no, I studied this chapter, but I've forgotten what was actually there. Your brain can only hold so much information, right? If you bombard it with all your notifications of what your friends are doing, what pictures they're posting, then that's not going to help you in any way. So in terms of hours, it depends on the candidate. In terms of quality, answer is straight. Remove all distractions. Keep it focused on your studies. Time box everything, 25-30 minute intervals, and also give some time to your physical and mental well-being.
Wonderful answer, Anurag. This has been one of the best answers in top 3. Let me put it straight.
Thanks, PT.
Anurag, apart from curriculum preparation, what mental preparation is absolutely essential to crack these exams? The exam fever, the nervous breakdown, parental pressure, peer pressure.
Yeah, I think this is a very stressful time. Just speaking personally, even though I was very well prepped for CAT, but then that last 1 month was really, really hard. And like I've even given IIT JEE, that last 1 month, last 2-3 weeks is like, it's so much pressure because it's one exam which is basically deciding your future, right? It's not just parental and peer pressure, but also the pressure you put on yourself. All of this just adds up. And the important thing here is to, not let that pressure overpower you, but use it to your advantage. I'd just like to quote a line from Kota Factory. It's a TVF picture show. In that, Jeetu Bhaiya, who is the protagonist, he says that जब भी कोई problem आए, तो उस problem को dare बना दो. And dare से ego connected होता है. And ego के नुकसान बहुत होते हैं, but एक फायदा होता है कि चीजें doable लग जाती है. So connect that pressure which everyone is putting, connect it to your ego and say that, yes, I can do it. Why can't I do it? Right? And when you have that ego in yourself, at least in this period, it will make things easier for you. When you have that self-confidence, it is much easier than when you are like just under everybody else's pressure and you don't know what to do. So have that self-confidence. That's number one. The second point I would like to say is, at this point, it's especially important to invest in your own physical and mental well-being. And this requires very conscious effort, conscious choices. For example, sleeping the minimum required time that you need. For some people, it's 6 hours. For some people, it's 8 hours. Don't compromise on that. Trust me, it's not at all worth it. The next thing would be to have a healthy diet. Don't eat food from outside. Try to eat home cooked food wherever possible. Invest some time in some form of physical fitness. It can be as simple as a Surya Namaskar. It can be even some pranayam that you want to do. It can be some fast running, jogging, gymming, whatever you can do at home right now. So give some dedicated time to that. It has been shown by research that physical fitness actually improves your intelligence. There is some actual biochemical reaction which happens where you become smarter, your mind becomes more alert, you become confident, positive. It has like numerous benefits. So just develop some kind of physical fitness activity and just spend maybe 15-20 minutes every day at the end of the day to yourself. Call it your me time. Don't even have any phone or distraction. Just, reflect on what you did during the day. You can even try some light breathing or meditation at that time. If you are into worship, then do puja in the morning, whatever. It's basically connecting with some kind of a positive energy, positive atmosphere, which gives you a good feeling and helps you carry out the rest of the day. So these are some things which worked for me very well. Uh, and of course, on the point about parental pressure and even peer pressure, the competition should be with yourself. Are you doing better than what you were doing before? If you start comparing, every time with everyone else, then that will never end. It will not end now. It will not end in your B school or after CAT. It will not even end when you are doing a very good job and making a good living. Even at that time, you will keep comparing yourself. So know where to stop. The biggest comparison which should be with yourself. Are you doing it better than what you were doing before? At least that should help to remove all of this parental and peer pressure.
Anurag, at times, rather many a times, candidates blame their luck. How can they hedge themselves against bad luck and advise to them for not blaming their luck?
Yeah. So, Preeti, first I'll start with a personal incident which happened. On the day of CAT, just after I ended the exam, I had 101, 102 fever, and that lasted for 4 or 5 days.
Oh.
So, I consider myself lucky that it did not happen on the day of CAT, it happened just after that. So, of course, bad luck does exist, and sometimes it's okay to blame that bad luck. But there are also things which you can actively solve for. Many times, I would say 40-50% cases, bad luck is basically candidate falling sick in some way or the other. And it can be something very small, like it can be a little bit of fever or flu, something which is not severe enough, but it's enough to derail your mental and physical
Just to
well-being
stop
for the
you,
exam.
fever, Anurag is talking about pre-COVID era, not post-COVID era. So yes, fever was then a small thing. Anurag, you can continue.
Yeah. So many times that bad luck is just people falling sick, right? And of course, you should think about that very well. You should not strain your body too much. Don't strain your mental well-being too much. Have enough sleep, have healthy diet, exercise, right? All of these things, and of course, stay at home. So all of these things will help you reduce your chances of falling sick around the time of exam. So that is a big part of that bad luck. Second bad luck, what can be that these are some less number of situations happen, but people not remembering to fill the form or submit the form properly, or missing the date or missing the timing of the slot, right? Or not knowing where to go on the time at the time of exam. So just be mindful of what are the things, which can go wrong on an exam day, and try to actively solve for it. Don't blame bad luck if such things happen. Of course, there are many things which are out of your control and they are in nobody's hands, right? In that case, of course, it's your luck which helps you, which either makes you face such a situation or helps you avoid such a situation. So that's nothing in your hands, and it's not even important to worry about it. And what I would say is that at the end of the day, it's just an exam. There have been numerous people at times who have not done well at CAT, who have not done well at CA, but they have gone on to do maybe work at a business or start their own business and earn decent amount of money and live a happy life, right? So this exam is not the end of the day for you. And even after you clear this exam, the competition will still exist because India is a very large country. There are so many people and there are very limited opportunities. So treat that exam for what it is. It's just an exam, right? So even if that bad luck happens, don't lose hope. Think what's the next best action that you can do, because you can't go in the past and change that luck no matter what happens, right? So just give it your best shot, see what happens, and then leave the rest up to God. And if you fail, so just see what's the next best thing in store for you. Maybe it's in your destiny to not do an MBA. Maybe it's in your destiny to do something else where you'll be much better and much happier. So there are things like that also which happen. I would not put too much emphasis on luck for the purpose of an exam.
Thank you, Anurag, for your valuable insights. This will help me for sure in my exam, which is due next month. Thank you so much, Anurag.
Happy to help, Sanjay.
Anurag, this has been such a fabulous session. How to build the cat? Well, I am sure our viewers must have learned it and they will apply it in their exams. Wishing all our viewers, come candidates, all the best.
Yes, viewers, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel Top 3, Facebook page Top 3, Instagram Top 3 underscore, and Twitter Top 36. See you next Friday with a fresh new topic. And until then, it is me Sanjay, Anurag, and PM signing off.
And remember to talk free.